Hey everybody, welcome to Creekwood.aquatics. This is our coral show. We got a few coral frags to choose from, some larger zoanthic colonies, and we have a few euphyllias. We have some of my favorite New York Knicks torches. So these guys look really good. I believe, where are they priced? I want to say they were both 160. I think they're listed. Let me check the listing. Not listed, but I'll get them listed. Wrong light. Whoop. There we go. Let's set the mood. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of different things to our tank. So we started dosing kalkwasser this week. Um, I'll admit it's a little scary, but I've gotten a lot of good growth over this past week by using the kalkwasser. Like over here, this Superman Montipora. Let me get off of the Wi-Fi. Yeah, this Superman Montipora over here. I've had this thing for about 2 months. This thing has just been maintaining itself. It hasn't been growing. Since we started the kalkwasser, we got our pH to go up to 8.3. Alkalinity is about a 7. Calcium is about 550. Magnesium is 3 times that. But I've been getting a lot of new growth. You can see those little white tips over there. So I'm really sold on the kalkwasser. I'll show you more results of the kalkwasser. Huh. Another piece that just been kind of maintaining itself was this electric orange. Oh my, Sophastria, yeah, Sophastria. Um, after about a week and a half of kalkwasser, there's a new colony. You can see it growing over there in the corner, and there's a few more new ones. There we go. So all those little orange spots on the bottom of the plug, that's all new growth from, yeah, I know, from the last like week and a half. So I'm like, you know what? I'm really sold on the kalkwasser. I've been really nervous. When I was younger, I wiped out my first reef tank using kalkwasser. Yeah, it's a cute little system. We're hoping to sell more coral so we can expand to a larger room and actual coral propagation facility. That's always the goal. I propagate star polyps like no tomorrow. Well, not star polyps, but the oh, they're trying to reconnect the red pipe organs. The red pipe organs have kind of become my bread and butter. They do really well. They propagate fast, and people tend to like them. Oh, let me show you the other one. Who's the other guy? The mint pavona. I gotta get out from under these lights. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that little white ridge, about an eighth of an inch, but that's all new growth from this last week. So I'm gonna say kalkwasser is gonna be our new dosing solution. This Favia, and all the small corals that I'm picking up right now, they're part of the bundle. So you can actually bundle 6 mini frags, shipping included. What is their listing? Let's see. Yeah, sorted frags, $180 and free shipping. But yeah, that Favia, you can see all that bright pink. Again, all new growth. This guy was actually starting to grab onto the frag rack until I moved him today. But yeah, that's all from this week of growth. So I'm done talking about the kalkwasser. I love it. Right now, I don't have the most high tech, but we're dripping about a gallon worth of kalkwasser every day. That's pretty much what we evaporate, and it's been keeping the tank topped off pretty well. It's been keeping all the elements super high. Even my acros. Look at this little booger that came in. This one was pretty much forgotten about when we ordered it. It wasn't growing, so I just set them off to the side. I noticed again after we started changing our calcium supplement, he's growing more heads, and that's all that neon green. That's all new growth. So this forgotten little piece of broken acro has been thriving. Remember, that's still part of the bundle pack. Yeah, I'm glad. You know, I'm actually going to Conroe tomorrow to see my brother. I'm leaving here at 5:30 in the morning, and I should end up in Conroe around 10 o'clock. But yeah, this acro too. Yeah, amazing growth, super great color. I'm loving the kalkwasser. I don't know what I was afraid of, but all this stuff is looking absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to see the future of the new. Yeah, look at his ridges. Look at how deep those ridges are, and then look at that new growth. There's one tip, one new tip, and there's another. Oh, there's another tip growing over there. Yeah, I don't know what I was so afraid of. I had a bad experience when I was younger, but the kalkwasser, I don't know what I was waiting for. I probably would have been way more successful if I would have started this way earlier. Stop being such a little chicken. But yeah, I'm gonna sing the praises of kalkwasser to everyone I see. I know it's not for everybody. There's never a one size fits all solution, but for my solution over here, I am not going to be mad at it. Even my Dunkins. These Dunkins aren't for sale. These belong to my employee. But the polyp extension on this guy has been absolutely amazing. So yeah, we're going to think that, oh, look at this. Look at that. Hold on. This little hammer colony. Those little heads have dramatically grown. Yeah, it's a super nice Dunkin'. She bought it. She took it home for a little bit. She stressed it out. I'm stressing it out right now. Yeah, I got stressed out for a little bit. So we brought it back here. We nursed it back to health. And yeah, we set her up with a little reef fight. And yeah, hopefully she can take this thing home and continue to grow it there. Because she wants to start her own coral growing facility too. All right, I'm going to take a look at one of my favorite corals. Again, this one came in. They actually both came in about 2 or 3 weeks ago. But these are New York Knicks torches. So let me list the first one since it's not in the catalog. I'll do 150 for today. I'll do them both for 150. There we go. Yeah, these have been great. You know what has really helped us too? We switched to the knee crew lights. This is the knee crew 100, and I want to say for $200 to get a really good quality reef light and the mounting kit. Um, yeah, because I had so much trouble. Like we have the XR15 on our old tank over there, but I just couldn't get the colors to express. No matter how blue I made the lights, for some reason the XR15 I couldn't get that color to pop. But these Nikru lights, they've been absolutely amazing. So yeah, I stopped being a little light snob, and if it works, it works. If the corals are happy, nice little flesh band. His flesh band's usually a little bit longer. But yeah, New York Knicks. This is the single head. Looks like he's starting to split. And then we have the double head here, but it's still considered a single because it hasn't completely. You see that ridge right there? It hasn't completely. It hasn't completely split, so we're still considering it a single head. So yeah, we got them both listed today, 150 and $50 next day shipping. And the best thing you can do is just fill that box. But yeah, these were sold to me as 24 karat. But if you look, you can see in the mouth there's a green base, neon green base. So I was told when they have the neon green base, that's what they consider the New York Knicks. So gold on one side, purple on the other, purple tip, green base. But we're gonna keep working on growing up our torch colonies. All right, let me unpin this. Unpin. Check out my listing. Let's look at the purple hammer frags. So these are on sale. These are going to be $60 this week. Um, I've been growing, way too many of these. I can't stop them from growing. Can't stop them from splitting, and I honestly can't sell them fast enough. But these are the purple hammers. So purple tips, green base. And then again, that flesh band. So when I have customers come into the shop, first thing I do when they're interested in the hammers, I say let's always take a look at that flesh band. We want to make sure that flesh band is healthy, it's big, it's long. Because I've seen local shops too. They sell them with the flesh band all the way up here at the head, where you can almost see the ridges on the plate. And that's not a quality piece. That piece is just surviving. It's not thriving. But yeah, we love our purple single heads. We're selling, so we're doing $60 a head on these. And what I like about these, like check this out. I fragged a few of these pieces last week. Well, I don't see them here now. Usually, even on these stalks, if I leave them there long enough, they'll start to branch out. Like this little guy over here. Hey, Susie. You can see those little baby heads are starting to pop up. So on this single head right here, we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven new heads growing up on that flesh band right there. But we've had yeah, I think when my buddy dropped these off, he dropped these off last year, and he gave me three heads, and these guys just keep propagating over and over again. This single looks like he's going to start splitting too. Oh, here's a big one. Yeah, we'll move away from the purple tips, but yeah, I just want to show off. Yeah, these guys are plurific. I can't even speak, but they're growing really well. They're producing a ton of new heads. Again, flesh band. I'm always going to show you guys the flesh band on these corals because they are long. And yeah, that is the only way I'll sell them. If they're any smaller than that, we will not sell them. I'd rather hold on to a coral until it's actually good than try to move junk. This one is the hollow hammer. So unpin, hollow hammer should have a listing. It does not. So let's make one. Terrible picture. Terrible. Ah, screw you guys. Hollow hammer, we'll do 75 ahead. 10. Yeah, so this is another piece. I brought in one colony for a customer. Yeah, but I brought in one of these for a customer. They ended up buying something else from me. And so we just held on to these, but again, they continue to propagate. So you see this single head is splitting into three heads. So once they completely split, we'll cut them up, put them on the frag plug, and we keep them growing. Yeah, see, that's where I made the last cut. All right, we're going to move away from the hammers. Let's go look at some of the softies. So all the polyps here, again, they're gonna be part of the what's the bundle? The buy six, get the free shipping included for $180. That's an old listing, but we're gonna use it. So we'll just consider that this week's promotion. Because normally I think the pack went up to 200, but we'll run that promotion for this week. I'm glad. All right, don't fall in the water. So I'll tell you guys, you guys can either add these to the bundles, or each one of these corals is going to be $20 each. Ton of guppy grass. All right, so here is one of my larger colonies of star polyps. Let's get away from the light. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this. But yeah, those star polyps are wrapping around the bottom. What I really enjoy about the star polyps, and some people, I mean, it's gonna be what works for you, but even like this little abandoned piece over here, he's thriving. They're low light, low flow. They live on the bottom of the tanks, and he actually, I think he might be already adhered to the bottom. So a piece like that, we would just let grow, let it carpet over, and we'll take a razor blade and we'll cut it and we'll glue the cutting onto a new frag plug. But yeah, they grow really fast. I'll show you guys my mother colony of the. I think these are the pink Pandora polyps. So when I do the polyps, I try to keep them isolated. So I give them a little rock. I call it my little rock island. And I try to keep them on there because if they start grabbing onto other corals, they tend to stress them out. They're also really toxic or really venomous. So we tend to just leave them in the corners. Yeah, all of these frags, no matter how big they are, no matter how many heads on them, they're going to be $20. The secrets with the the neocardinia. Keep your tank as don't take this the wrong way. Let your tank get a little dirty for the neocardinia. They like the biofilm, they like the muckiness, and that's what they feed off of. But yeah, these are beautiful little orange polyps, and they have a blue center. I think this might be my only colony of this color right here. But for me, they're absolutely beautiful. I think these guys are starting to grow onto that other frag plug. Yes, they are. So that's what I usually do. I usually set a frag plug really close to them, and they'll just grab on. But these guys are yellow with the blue eye in the center. Set that back up so you can keep growing. These are Halle Berry. So I bought this one originally with, I think I only had one head. I paid way too much for it. I'll be honest. I paid way too much for it. But now there's one, two, three, four, five heads growing. But yeah, this one would still be under the $20 deal. This one right here is more of a 2-for-1. So I think whoever buys this one's going to be lucky. But yeah, those are the green. I think these are the green cat's eye polyps over here. And then this guy right here is a frag of the. Oh, what is he? The radioactive Favia. Yeah, so that'll be two calls for the price of one. You know who else came with him in the past? Where is he? I think this is him. I think this is the weirdo chalice. Oh yeah, the little red lotuses. Yeah, yeah, you can put those in there. You can absolutely put those in there. And correct me, no, the pods with all the holes. I'm gonna have to look into it. Yeah, I gotta see which lotus you're talking about. I mean, I'm gonna say generally it's safe. The shrimp don't really harm the plants or anybody. Yeah, so yeah, I wouldn't worry about them. Yeah, I mean that's why we run a ton of sponge filters here too because they love to pick the gunk off of the sponge filters. Let's go look at some Fabias. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. People add those cones because yeah, they break down and they add a lot of organics to the tank. Yeah, yeah, and they'll pick them apart. They love to eat that stuff. Let's look at some of the Favias. One of my again, I'm going to be honest. I'm not a big fan of the Favias because they are very aggressive, but I'm not going to say they're not absolutely beautiful. Like this piece right here. Now, if you're going to ask me to name them, I do not know their names. I'm not going to pretend to know their names. But for me, Favia's generally aggressive. Keep them by themselves. They do sting, and they do love to grow and take up a lot of space. But again, absolutely beautiful. And I think we can see a lot more growth. Yeah, growing over the plug. Ever since we switched to the kalkwasser, everybody has been responding phenomenally. Got to get away from this light. Beautiful little Favia. Again, this piece $20. If you're interested, you can let me know. I can post it. If not, if you go to the shop button, you can see the listing. It's six corals for $180, and we're going to include the shipping. This one here is another rainbow Favia, and you can see his little feeding tentacles are out. And you see he's ready to jump off the plug. But yeah, these are one of those old pieces. I got in, it got stung. You can see pretty much all the tissue that went necrotic. We popped him in the nursery, and in a few weeks, well, a few months, he came back really strong. Yeah, here's another Favia. I don't know the name of this one, but again, that growth has been amazing on these guys. Ooh, let's check out. This is going to be a small piece, but this one is the mother of all Galaxia. There's a piece of algae. This one's our mother of all Galaxia. Now, this one is really hard to see. I wonder if there's a spectrum I can use that'll help show its true color. Let's set that down. Take off my lens. Nope, that's even worse. But yeah, on those little tips, they have little beautiful pieces. It almost looks like orange, kind of peachy, and a ton of new heads. Let's go back for my lens. I think this guy over here, electric orange. I believe this is Sulfastria. Yeah, I believe this was electric orange Sulfastria, and this one, the one on top, is Leptocera, if I am correct. Yeah, I think this is Lepto, and that's Sulfastria. But again, I'm always a fan of yellow and orange corals. I feel like most people just have green corals, green or brown. Move that. There we go. Beautiful. Boop, boop, boop. All right, I'll show a few more pieces, and then we'll end the stream for tonight. Because I need to get ready to go to Houston. We'll show off the Bacillopora. So when I first brought these in, these guys were in such rough shape. They were missing a ton of flesh. Um, they were washed out in color. They were doing absolutely awful. Again, we babied them. We put them in high light, high flow. We fed them really nicely, and they exploded. So we actually have a ton of colonies of these. They're not my favorite, but they do take up a lot of space. They look good, and they're hardy. Oh, look at that acro. It's got a lot of new growth on them. Yeah, a few more projects I'm working on before I leave for tonight. We're starting to grow our, what is this? Atomic broccoli. Oh, why did I forget its name? But yeah, a little macroalgae. So yeah, this one's the atomic broccoli. I'm actually in love with this piece under the blue lights. This thing is absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I have a friend who's really good at growing this stuff. She gave me a small bundle, and it's actually grown a lot since it's been here. So we're going to keep working with these. I had a tang that loved to munch on them. I think my Kato got away from me. So we'll pop the Kato back. All right, last piece I'll show is, for some reason, a lot of people's favorite coral, the Hollywood Stunner, the Green Chalice, whatever you want to call them. They are mean. They are an aggressive coral. That's why we keep them by themselves. They do have a really long sweeper tentacle. They love to sting their roommates, but they grow fast. They're extremely hardy, and they're a great piece to share and spread and trade the shops for more store credit to buy more coral. But yeah, all this started from a piece that was smaller than a dime. All right, well, thank you for spending time with me. I guess my last little piece. Space Invader Pectinia. But yeah, thanks for spending the time with me. We'll be back. We're going to keep doing these shows every week. We're going to keep growing this room. And I hope you join us and you continue to support us. But anyway, this is Nelson with Creekwood.aquatics. I'll see you soon. Bye.